Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is the new episode of the TFG Indian Football Podcast, and today we have only just talking about one man and one club. This man has overtaken everybody else at the moment, and we're going to talk about him. The show is dedicated to him. Khalid Bhai I'm talking about, and we have Kevin in the studio. Hey,
अच्छा
Kevin.
खेलना है अच्छा खेलेंगे अच्छा है अच्छा खेलना है.
And we end the show right here. Now, why is he in news? Well, everybody knows about it, and we're just going to talk about a little more about it and discuss about how we feel this move from him. Now, he's gone to East Bengal, the red and yellow team, and he also specifies, to quote him, "I've always liked the brilliant fans East Bengal have had over the years. Period." That's fine. Okay.
Play.
The next one. Also, red and yellow are my two favorite colors.
Pause.
Okay.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Red and yellow. Where is the gold?
Well, he thinks it's okay. He's gold. He's the one who they were missing.
So yellow is for Mumbai FC. Red is for Aizawl. Red and yellow is for East Bengal. Wow.
Great,
I will have to just find out which club is he headed to based on the colors.
Colors, yes. Now, watch out. Another team, whoever comes from, which color to give your team now. If the new teams that are coming in, and you never know, Khalid Bhai will be interested in you the next season. Now, let's talk about this more in detail. We know about this. We also hear that he might be the highest paid coach as well, at the price 1.2 crore, which is, I think, he deserves. I think everyone deserves it in their own way, and this man more so because he's proved himself time and again. Even if he didn't give Mumbai FC a title, he always helped them stay up in the top division league in this low budget, and he did the same at Aizawl, which gave him the title. And now East Bengal have hounded him and taken him. Now we also hear a number of players that they've taken from Aizawl. Now let's just focus on Khalid Jamil and East Bengal. Okay, probably maybe not a partnership here that we're talking about, but we'll just give you a gist of how he came about his journey, and then East Bengal, talking about East Bengal and how this partnership would help each of them. Okay, so let's begin with Khalid Jamil as a coach and as a player. Let's not talk much into his playing days. Let's start with his coaching career as well. We know he gave really a good rise to Mumbai FC, which also gave rise to some great players coming from the academy.
I think the reason he picked Mumbai FC was also that he's played a long time for Mumbai FC, and he belongs to.
Yeah.
He is born and brought up. At least he's not born here, but then his roots lie in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And I'm
at least his footballing roots.
Yes, I'm happy to share this that he stayed in the vicinity which I reside in. So partly I'm also just a fan of Khalid Bhai because I've seen him play in our local area, and he is a down-to-earth person, and somebody who doesn't know anything about him might just easily walk past him, not knowing he might be some big player. He's represented India. That humility, that down-to-earth nature of his was that he didn't have any air of superiority about him, and that's what we've still seen him. He's so humble in the way he talks to the press, and his statements are so just to the point. He's not over the board. He's not just trying to make controversial statements. He's just a simple man.
He just believes in action probably rather than saying words. And since you mentioned that's a very great thing, I was coming to that. Since you mentioned about your experience, did you have any one-on-one anytime encounter with him?
No, it was just another game that we used to play with all mix boys here and there. So Khalid Bhai, we used to mostly watch him because we used to not play. We were too small to even play in his team. He was well known in the area, and it was fun to watch him. His style of play is just the way he is, simple, not too rash and just easygoing. So I never knew that he might just go and get so much fame.
Yeah, I mean, just like the greatest man has said, the quote, right? I mean, to play football in simplicity is the most difficult. To play simple football is the most difficult thing. Now let's just again come back to where he comes from. Now 7 years he was with Mumbai FC, almost 6 to 7 years, and that's like a very long period, at least in terms of Indian football that we have to see.
One of the
right?
highest paid coach in Indian football with any club.
Yeah. Now, when you started watching Mumbai FC closely, how did you feel? And when you were reading about Khalid Jamil and Mumbai FC relation, and then the fans coming out, slowly growing more in number, coming out and supporting their team, coming out and supporting their coach, how do you feel about that? Did you ever think that there would be a point where they would part ways?
It was a long time, a big relation that they had together, and I think it was the best pair that the club could ever have. And it's difficult to imagine that it's something like this could happen. But eventually, it's football. It's professional. It's a professional sport. If you are not getting what the club management wants, the club manager will have to take some decision.
Yeah.
But it was a sour ending to a sweet story.
Yeah, exactly. And probably could have ended better, in a better note. But do you think the freedom that he got in Aizawl? Okay, now the reason I'm talking about freedom is now Aizawl also a very young team. Okay, but not just the management, but also the players who had who've been coming up the ranks and everything. And here Khalid got a chance to probably have a more relaxed mind and say, okay, I can do things at my own time and level, and I can get players, the ones I want, the ones I have my eye on. And he did the right thing. I mean, he got the academy boys that grew up with him, grew up watching him. Ashutosh and Jayesh, he took them along, and then he convinced them to get Albino as well. So his eye for a young player or a player who's been loyal, what do you have to say about that?
This is not uncommon in football. When a coach moves from a club to another, it's always expected that there is a package that he takes along. Be it the assistant side of the technical management, or be the players, and because that is the comfort and that is the loyalty that is shown. Both, it's mutual. It's not just player to coach; it's coach to player as well. So that was there, and we saw how it worked out for Aizawl. Yeah. He showed faith in both. More than Ashutosh, it was Jayesh that led the team. And Albino, how can you neglect his contribution to the team? He was there, rock solid. The defensive discipline that Aizawl showed was rooted back to how Khalid Jamil took Mumbai FC from a relegation fighting team to a mid-table team. So it's all a complete package that you have a coach showing faith, and it goes forward from one club to another. And we see that it's moving on, from Aizawl to East Bengal. He's wanting the players that he thought can make the team, complete according to his understanding. So the freedom which we're talking about here was kind of okay at Mumbai FC. Aizawl gave Khalid Jamil the entire freedom that he was looking for. Robert Roy, he praised him right at the start also, because it was just a short span of time that he got with the team, and he said that a lot of support and backup. I was being backed by Robert, so that's a kind of comfort that the coach is given, and I don't see that so much in the East Bengal and Mohun Bagan clubs, because we've seen it's not a corporate entry. It's not a community club. It's more
a low budget team, right? As in very limited resources with anything to do. Even the actual stadium is not an affiliated or recognized by to hold AFC Cup matches, but they still do manage to get that big number. And then we just saw what happened, this season. And it's not just about being loyal to your players. Yes, he did that. I mean, taking Ashutosh and Jayesh and giving them, making them like the face of the club. They were really loved by the fans over there. But we also see players like Brandon, players like Chulova or William, who scored in the final match against Shillong, the equalizer that they desperately wanted. So all of this is so much more. He's giving freedom not to only himself. He's spreading it out. He is, sharing that freedom to every other player, showing that trust. Now you are also grooming yourself to be a coach. Okay, you are a coach. You do your camping. How important is a coach's trust onto a player? Because it creates a lot of wonders. We've seen that in the past, and here is a great story. And how would you talk about that?
I think before even putting a trust on a player for him to play on the field, for a coach it's very important to be given the freedom to select players. We've seen what happened at East Bengal. Trevor Morgan was favouring TP Renish ahead of Subhashish Roy. So the fans did not approve of this because they thought it's TP Renish who's to be blamed for the team's bad showing. There's a lot of pressure from the back, from the administration side as well. We've seen the club secretary come out and in the open and say that this team is never going to make it. This sort of negative pressure from your administration side, it really crumbles the coach's performance. He starts thinking, if I'm not picking a team that's delivering, I have something to answer to the management. So I'm not saying that a coach is never answerable to a management side, but then this is something that is created in on the mental side. So this will be a problem for Khalid Jamil. I'm sure he's aware of this because Kolkata clubs are aggressive in nature. It's not like a community-built club like Aizawl or Chanmari or Neroka, who've been, most of the money is being put up by one person, or the club is run like a people's club. That's why the name is there, and they are loved by the fans. Do you perform well? You don't perform well? You're not given a negative
There's no added
perception
on that.
This is going to be a high pressure game for every match, be the CFL, be it the Federation Cup or the I-League or the AFC Cup. It's always there in your mind that there is something wrong that might happen if I do one selection that does not work out. So this was the freedom which we think might be the difference between Khalid Jamil at Aizawl and Khalid Jamil at East Bengal.
Now, we saw Naviru. Nobody knows what's the league going to be. It's still to be decided and what's the whole scenario about. But now him making a move like that, and also now he's also trying to get again those players, the package that we're talking about, Ashutosh and Jayesh. That's yet to be confirmed. They are yet to reveal that all of that, because players at the end of the day are still an unconfirmed place. We also heard FPI coming around telling the players that don't sign for any clubs. The mess is clear, and that's what their also point is. But here, do they show again? Now let's play like a devil's advocate kind of a thing. What if Aizawl wouldn't have lifted the trophy? Okay, the same scenario, everything the same. They come to the finals. I mean, they play the final match. There's 1 point in the taking. Bagan won, and just in case Aizawl slipped, do you still see East Bengal would have gone for Khalid Jamil?
Nobody would have taken notice of Aizawl because they are a team that did not get everybody's attention. Although they reached the finals of the Federation Cup. But what happens after that? They are just relegated and nobody wants to take them back. AFF just were under pressure to get those numbers filled. As a reason, they as well called back. But if this was the case again last year, that Aizawl just finished like a mid-table
or even
team.
Second, they missed out on the title. They even Shillong took an early lead, right? Imagine if there was 1-0 and Aizawl lost and Bagan won here and Bagan lifted the trophy. In that case scenario, I was asking. Because
if there's a example that is given of Mumbai FC, how Khalid Jamil brought them up. He didn't bring them up. He just kept them where they were. So you compare that with Aizawl, the similar budget and similar circumstances that they did not have world-class players, and so it becomes a challenge for any coach. So he was able to do it at both sides, at Mumbai FC as well, and even at Aizawl. See, that is his way of increasing his market value. He's done something like a challenge was thrown at him, and he was able to complete that successfully. So that is what the eyes of the country are on him. Because not once, he's done it many times. Because even though Mumbai FC did not win any trophies, they did not challenge for a title. But then those who know his hard work, know his capabilities as well.
Yeah. Now, how do you see? It's finally done. There's no point in talking what if that happened. Aizawl did win. He's the champion coach. East Bengal have gone. On the other hand, East Bengal are a team that has not been able to lift I-League trophy since about 13-14 years now. And they've tried a lot. They've come close sometimes. I mean, even in this season they were up there leading, right? But they lost out on losing on a few matches, and then some internal things happening out there.
That is the difference.
Yeah.
That is the difference. A team that was performing well, what happens suddenly that the on-field performance is affected? Because it was something that was happening in the behind the scenes. And this might be a problem for Khalid Jamil as well.
Yeah.
They are a club that demands, and when they do not see anything, they might just take extreme steps.
Now, do you think, I don't know if this would be a harsh question, but do you think Khalid is ready for that added on pressure? He had pressure in Mumbai, he had pressure in Aizawl as well. In Mumbai, thinking of how to fight relegation, he was always about that because Mumbai did give their best. The best was in the last season that he left. They finished 5th at the points table. And then Aizawl, everybody said, oh, they are another low budget team coming up slowly. When they were topping the table, you'll see them slowly slip up, but they didn't. How do you think, as we all spoke, we spoke and everybody knows about it, that Kolkata clubs do bring on the added pressure from the fans, pressure from the management, the players, everyone. Is Khalid Jamil ready for that?
Nobody's taken as much as pressure as Khalid Jamil as a player and coach, because he's seen Indian football grow.
Right.
He's played for Mumbai FC, he's coached Mumbai FC. The pressure was not as much as the Kolkata clubs, but he knows Indian football. That is his key strength. He knows how things work. He knows how East Bengal fans are. He's not somebody who just come in a month back or a year back. He's seen the pressure that can just get to anybody. And obviously, he's taken that all into consideration before signing on the dotted line.
We also hearing that a number of players, East Bengal have also roped in a number of Aizawl FC players, to their team. Do you see this finally working for East Bengal? Just like I've said, we've seen them do a lot of things. We've seen them start having a good start to the season, but then something or the other happens and they drop off points. How do you see this partnership building up? What are your expectations?
For me, the only way for East Bengal to come up this season is to allow Khalid Jamil the freedom that he wants. Be it team selection, be it squad selection, he needs to be given that leverage. If not, then it's all going to be working the way it has been working for East Bengal, just negatively. You start off on a very good note and then things start working in the background, and that gets to the coach, that gets to the players, and that gets to the team.
Now, final thought, what would be your message to East Bengal fans? That's a long pause. Is that silence, what do you say, is that silence very known, understanding silence, or is that your answer?
See, there's nothing that can change the mentality of Kolkata fans.
Yeah, they are hardcore, die-hard, extreme level of fans.
For somebody who can just have some patience, please let him do his work. Don't start jumping on your expectation and harping your 100-year-old history that we've been doing this, that. It's been a long time that East Bengal have won anything, apart from the CFL, of course. The I-League is far away from their reach, and they've not even reached close. So, yes, second place you can say is close, but then again, the title is just, not even there. So, runners-up really doesn't show too much, because out of 10 teams you finish a runner-up, it's not much.
Yeah, nobody cares about the loser. It's always about the winner.
So, just see what happened to Aizawl. Federation Cup runners-up, nobody cares that they did not win. But you can just talk about it. Okay, they did excellent. They did very well. They have a team that was not meant to be there, but they worked their way up.
But East
Bengal had everything that they wanted. They had the money, they had the coach, they had the players, but couldn't happen. Just keep that in mind and be patient, and things might work.
Well, now that's about it, guys. That was a great conversation over there, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now let's see. We all have to wait and see how this relationship works, how this partnership works, and what results does it provide. And do we see all that package of players moving to East Bengal as well and see them playing in the East Bengal colours? Now that's something we didn't watch. Patiently wait, just like Khalid Jamil is patient. Acha khelna hai. Yeah, exactly. And we also have some ISL rumors about the retention policy, but we are yet to be confirmed about that. So I think we'll have more details on it and let you know about it. All you have to do is to follow the Twitter handle of TFG Football, where you get everything, all the updates instantly about Indian football. You can also read about all these stories on our website, thefangarage.com, in detail. You can also talk to us directly. Chiranjit Oja is traveling, but you can catch him on Twitter always. Boza_Kevin, Suju 94, and if you're listening to us on YouTube, then please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get updates of all our new episodes. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy. Come back to us tomorrow because we're a daily show. Cheers.
That was Tantrik Steve from Hansraj College, Delhi, performing at IIT Bombay's Mood Indigo. Just like them, there's a lot of new talent and art coming out of colleges all across India, but unfortunately most of this goes completely unnoticed or ignored. To fix this, we started ATKT.in. Hi, I'm Ankur, I'm a musician and a rapper, and I found that one of the best things about being an artist myself is finding new talent. Through ATKT.in, Tanya, my colleague who's a dancer, and our whole team really is putting all of our efforts into discovering and promoting all the coolest talent that's coming out of colleges all across India. And this goes up on our website, our social media, TV, radio, and now, of course, this podcast with IVM. Make sure you go to our website, support the talent with your likes, your shares, your comments. All of that really matters. Go ahead, check it out. ATKT.in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.